My first video game review. Here we go. Track Racing Online is an indie game by Soulkey. It's available to play on Facebook, which I don't have personally, but one of my friends let me play it through her account, and that was very helpful. It's also available to download for Android and iPhone, although I did try and get it onto my iPhone and it didn't work, unfortunately. Not sure why, but basically you have other means of getting it, so no big deal. Now when it comes to games, at least nowadays, I have very little time, if at all, to play them. But this game was good for me because it's the kind of game where you can play it for like 5 or 15 minutes whilst waiting for an appointment, or if you're just waiting for school to start. I think if you're at home, you're more likely to play something like GTA 5, but if you're out and about, nothing to do, don't want to waste your battery, this is a good option. The look of the game, both in terms of menu and track design, are the definition of simple. But that's a good thing. No need to overcomplicate. It takes a few steps to get a race going, but once you're done, you're off. You can also choose your vehicle, as well as the look of it, and what track you'll be playing on. And speaking of tracks, there are 5 difficulty settings. Very easy, which has 14 tracks, then easy, normal, hard, and extreme, all of which have 15 tracks, and most of them have to be earned. Additionally, user track creation is an option, which is pretty cool, and you can post it as well. When it comes to gameplay, it is addictive. It takes a while, like with any game, to get used to the mechanics and your way around the track, but it'll become second nature if you stick with it and have fun. Issues with gameplay are present though, unfortunately, but they don't totally ruin the experience. There are tracks with an arch, for instance, after a big jump, and if you end up going too fast, you may end up bumping into it, halting your progress, and by the time you speed up, the race is basically over. There's also the case that when you fall off a track, you don't initially die and respawn. You continue driving on the lower level until you have a major explosive collision, and there's no way of getting back up. When it comes to the length of the track, you'll find those that last for, say, 10-20 seconds, and then those that last for 2 laps. It really just depends on how much time you want to spend racing, and whether you're killing time for a minute, or if you're really just bored and looking for a distraction. But for those interested in putting in some actual time, there are numerous settings to keep your creative mind brewing. And for those wanting to beat their own personal best, or a friend, there is Ghost, Multiplayer, and Split Screen. But probably best of all is the relapse in time feature, where you can actually reverse your actions when and if you screw up. Some may see that as cheating or making the race too easy, but I see it as the game being your friend and not an asshole wanting you to fail. My friend and I both agreed that it was a game worth playing, and that if the developer were charging up to, but not more than, $20, we'd be willing to pay. It really just comes down to how you want to play it. What is most convenient for you. I put the links below directing you to various sites where you can play it. I imagine online is probably best, but it is up to you. I'm gonna give it 3.5 out of 5 stars, or 7 out of 10 stars, since that's how games are usually graded. I do plan to play it again, as with my friend, and if you haven't yet had the pleasure of playing it yourself, then do so, because, I mean, hey, it is free. Thank you very much for your time. Have an awesome day.